Dueling Dialogues is brought to you by our affiliates at hostpapa.com. Click the banner on the rightleftchronicles.com for premium unlimited web hosting with the highest rated reviews at the lowest prices. Coming to you from that once-forgotten artery that pulses through the center of the continental United States and into the heart of the Ozarks, Grace Matthews. Looking in from the northern border, our Canadian friend, along with his countrymen feeling the effects of U.S. political issues, Connor Murphy.
Welcome to Dueling Dialogues, episode 113. I'm Connor Murphy, here with Grace Matthews. Hi, Grace. How you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
Hot. Still hot. Burning up out here. Dry and hot.
Yeah, and you're still getting smoke from the fires?
It's not so bad. We're a bit north of the fire, so the fire seems to kind of go east to west, depending on, is it evening or whatever. It's all controlled by the ocean out here, so we don't ever get, I don't think I can remember a south wind. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because one of the fires in California has reached the status of being the largest forest fire in history.
Wow.
So, yeah, our thoughts and prayers go out to those people. Oh, my goodness.
Well, we've got a few fires here on the island. Two are burning by a city called Port Alberni, and Port Alberni houses or has water bombers there. And they have the Martin Mars. That's an old, big, huge aircraft, but they're not ready. Like they're basically decommissioned because they're so old.
Wow. So
they have some new water bombers, and they have one that's 737 that they're turning into a water bomber as well. Right now, it's done. It's just waiting for their license or their approval from the government.
Yeah.
But they're all in California.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, and oftentimes we wonder, or at least I do, how these fires get started. Because I'm kind of always thinking, well, it's really hot and, the grass is really dry and they could just start. But usually that's not the case. And in the case of one of the fires in California, a man believed that the firemen were stealing money from him.
What?
So he started the fire. And of course he's been arrested. He's in jail, clearly crazy and literal. And, he's definitely got mental health issues. He was supposed to be arraigned today or something, and he wouldn't leave his cell.
Okay.
So, you're talking about a paranoid schizophrenic.
Yeah, something's going on there.
Yeah. And it's sad.
Yeah,
it's sad. And, we have to deal with those in people with serious mental health issues in all walks of life.
Especially
everywhere.
Politics.
But politics, we seem to be having this mass paranoia among people with the Trump Derangement Syndrome.
Yeah, they still think that there was Russian collusion.
They think there's Russian collusion, but they're also afraid of Republicans. They're afraid of people that supported Trump. They don't want him around. Somebody walks in with a MAGA hat on. They're scared. They're even saying they're afraid of these people.
Wow.
Now, they built it up that everybody that voted for him is a racist, a sexist, and a genuine nutcase. And the truth is, it's becoming a mass paranoia, much like the guy that set the fire, believing that the firemen were stealing his money.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, well, they're definitely off the deep end. Like I said, I have a couple on my Facebook feed, and I keep them there to just watch it. I guess it's like watching a train wreck. I don't know.
It is. It's interesting. I mean, it's sad, it's scary, and it is, pitiful, but yeah, it piques your interest. I mean, there are some places that will not serve somebody that they know voted for Trump, and it's what do they think they're going to do?
Yeah,
and how do we get beyond this as a society?
They're probably not going to get better until Trump is out of office.
Yeah, but what happens
in the meantime?
What happens?
Yeah, we put up with the crazy.
What other behaviors are we going to see?
Well, they certainly spread a lot of fake news by the friends that I know who have Trump Derangement Syndrome.
They do, and a lot of times what's really sad is they believe it.
Yeah, they believe it.
I mean, they're delusional.
Exactly it. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, not only are they paranoid, they're delusional.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Definitely.
And sometimes I don't have a clue how they get from A to B.
Well, you know what? The interesting thing is that I have a few friends that are anti-Trudeau to that respect as well.
Really?
Oh, yeah. All day long, it's the same thing. Anti-Trudeau propaganda and this and that and whatever. A lot of it is true, mind you. I think a lot more of it is truer than the people with Trump Derangement Syndrome. But yeah, it's. I see the same thing here in Canada.
Wow, that surprises me.
And of course, they're all Trump supporters too. Those particular people. So opposite ends, right?
So you're saying there's a little bit of it on both sides.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah, because I can't imagine. I mean, I love it when we get on here and we talk about it, and I watch the news and I talk about it, but I cannot imagine being afraid and paranoid from a political standpoint. I'm more afraid of someone won't like my point of view than me not liking someone else's. That's okay. I towards the end, I didn't really like a lot of things Obama was doing. I'd still be happy to have a beer with him if I drank beer. I could drink something else. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He was still the president, and I would still want to talk to him, see him, shake his hand. And, we've got people that won't even visit the White House.
Yeah, exactly.
By invitation.
And of course, they keep wiping out right-wing media. Look what just happened with InfoWars. They've basically been ripped off the map. I think the only thing they got left now is their website, which is supposedly about to be taken down by Google. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
How's that for censorship?
I didn't know that Google could do that. But if are they on Google's server?
I have no idea. No idea.
Yeah. Because I sort of think he's a nutcase, but I think he has a right to say what he says.
I think he actually probably has more real news than CNN.
Yeah, maybe so.
It's just his opinion turns some people off.
Yeah.
So,
well, the Sandy Hook was the clincher, I think, for a lot of people. And I think that he went a step too far there for me to give him credibility, but I would not take his freedom of speech away.
Alex Jones always takes things a step too far. But that's part of what he does. If he didn't do that, he wouldn't have a viewership.
He's kind of like the shock jock.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Yeah. And we did. And a few years ago, we tampered them, the shock jocks. I mean, when Imus in the morning got in trouble, for the comment to the Syracuse basketball team, I think that was sort of not the end of shock jocks, but certainly the end of the way it was, because back in, I don't know, the 80s and 90s, it was very popular, very over the top, and we all took it just sort of like we take a comedian.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't take comedians well anymore either.
No. And, what really kind of pisses me off is that they're going back 10, 12 years on some act that the comedian did 12 years ago. Really? Yeah. Come on.
I think comedians are becoming a thing of the past.
Yeah, well, people just want to go crazy over Trump being president instead, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, well, what's the old saying? Screw them if they can't take a joke.
Yeah.
So, anyway, speaking of the derangement syndrome, a little fuel to the fire is Melania Trump's parents became citizens yesterday.
Oh, imagine that.
She, of course, sponsored them, which is, in part,
chain
immigration.
There you go.
And we know the president has said bad things about it. I'm pretty sure he wasn't talking about his in-laws. But, I'm going to stand up for him here. Just because you've done something, used something, or it can be used in a good way, does not mean the whole program's good. Yeah. He might not even know about it, except for his wife sponsoring his in-laws. Yeah. Sometimes you can see the darkness when when you're experiencing something.
Yeah, you probably know more about it being in the middle.
Exactly. And it's just like when he filed bankruptcy in Atlantic City. He said, I'm using the tools that are there.
Right.
A lot of these tools shouldn't be there. He said that. I think this is the same thing. He knows a lot because he's seen a lot.
Yeah, could be. Definitely.
And we're all a culmination of our experiences.
Still, it does look very, very hypocritical, and those with the derangement syndrome are gonna just go crazy.
Oh my God, they'll be convulsing over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
It just ruined several million people's weekend.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, things aren't looking good in Israel either.
No, I saw some video yesterday that was pretty disturbing. It was parents running around and looking for their kids as missiles were being fired at them overhead, and then the interceptor missiles were firing at those, so overhead was just missiles flying everywhere. So it was a horrible thing to see. No.
The sound. Every time I hear somebody talk about that, I just kind of get that image in my head of the sound.
Yeah.
And how frightening that must be.
There was a missile intercept in the video as well, because you could hear it in the back, just this big horrendous explosion that, and concussion wave.
Yeah.
So pretty scary stuff.
Well, and my heart goes out, of course. I am a strong supporter of Israel. I hope that war is not imminent. It seems as if it might be.
It seems like they're in the middle of it.
Yeah, it does, because right now there's supposed to be a ceasefire, and I just saw a video that was supposed to be in real time. It did not look like a ceasefire to me.
Oh, they missed that post on Facebook, I guess.
So,
I don't know. They missed the ceasefire post. Or did they do that on Twitter, not Facebook?
I don't know. I mean, we're using such crazy platforms to do and talk about very important things these days, and
it's dumb.
I don't know. Yeah, that is dumb. It's just flat dumb. Yeah. Whoever does it. I mean, it's not a diplomatic place to exchange ideas.
No.
And in fact, it's a bit trashy at times. So.
Well, look what Canada's dealing with now. That was over a tweet with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, and wars could be started over tweets.
Well, this war was. I mean, we're not shooting guns and killing each other yet. Who knows?
Yeah.
But tensions are still there. We still have no backup. The rest of the world has gone silent, even though we've given some of these other countries billions of dollars in aid. They choose to remain quiet, and Canada's standing alone, standing up for women's rights and getting the women a voice in Saudi Arabia, just getting that recognized in the world. And whatever, today they said that this doesn't include oil. That'll still keep flowing. So
we love our oil.
What else do they give us? Seriously.
Yeah, really. If it doesn't include oil, it's kind of mute.
Yeah, I don't get it. I honestly don't get what.
Yeah, what else does Saudi Arabia have?
Sand.
But oil.
Sand and oil.
Yeah. You guys don't want any sand. You've got sand up there, don't you?
Yeah, we got lots of sand. So I have no idea, what this is all about. But they are dumping a lot of assets.
I don't know. Maybe it's that little cardamom spice or something.
Well, yeah. Who knows?
Sorry, kidding.
Who knows? But I mean,
I had to buy some of that the other day. It's a little pricey.
Well,
it'll get really pricey in Canada.
One of the first things that Trudeau did was give controlling interest of our wheat board, or he sold it to the Saudis. So the Saudis actually owned our Canadian wheat board. So hopefully that gets
no
sold.
Bread?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, they don't have control over it now, or it won't be theirs shortly, because they're selling off all their assets in Canada. Mm-hmm. So the local college here is going to have some extra seats available, because there was quite a few of them that were, foreign exchange students here.
Yeah.
So it's sad for those people, because none of this has anything to do with them. They were just here learning.
It is, yeah. Oh, there's always, the people that pay the highest price don't have a darn thing to do with it.
Yeah. Sorry, I got sidetracked there a little bit.
Well, it's still sort of the same issue, but pandering politics. That's the voice of the Democrats.
Okay.
And particularly Nancy Pelosi. She gave a speech the other day, and she said a vote for the Democrats is a vote for immigration. Admittedly, Democratic pundits are calling it, we're pandering to the Hispanic vote. This makes no sense to me. First of all, the Hispanic vote is not overwhelmingly Democrat like these people are acting like it is. And Hispanic people simply share a language because the conquistadors landed on their soil and demanded they speak their language. They don't have a lot else in common. A Cuban person is not a Mexican person. A Puerto Rican is not a Cuban. I mean, these are different people. Most of the Cubans are right-wing Republicans. The Catholic Mexican people tend to be Republicans. So they're pandering to a group that they're not going to change. They're going to get about 17 to 27%. That's what they've gotten in the past. That's what them and the Republicans fight over. That, a very small margin that would swing. It's ridiculous. I mean, Nancy is just trying to make herself meaningful. And as of this morning, 50 Democrats have come out in ads saying they are not going to support her.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's huge. And then the Republicans are taking all these clips of her gaffes she's made over the last 2 or 3 years and plastering the TVs with these. And of course, between now and November, we're going to get sick of her face because they're going to have her on both sides of the aisle in their ads.
Well, the only reason she's still there is because she can raise money.
Yeah, that's all.
She's never passed a bill, even though she's been a lifetime politician. What's that say right there?
Well, and she just makes money.
Obviously, how does a public servant their entire life end up with $12 million in the bank or whatever the hell she's worth?
Oh, she's worth more than that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. How's that happen?
I understand what you're saying about the 12 million. A lot of them have 12 million. That's just the ones, though, that, pander to the Clintons.
Yeah, true. Well, you know what? I see the same thing happening in Canada with Trudeau and inviting more immigrants to stay when, with the third safe country agreement, we should be passing them back to you guys.
Yeah,
so he's trying to pad his vote, too.
Yeah, well, it's part of what politicians do. It's part of the deep state. I mean, you all have a deep state, too.
Oh, yeah.
So you gotta, speaking of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I'll try not to mess up her name this time. You gotta admire her a little bit because she is putting herself out there. On one hand, you have to appreciate that. And she's really not part of the deep state. She's not part of anything. She should know her politics better. But Ben Shapiro made her an offer that I would say if the shoe was on the other foot, the Republican would not be able to refuse it because they would be ostracized.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally out of the election. But Ben Shapiro offered her campaign $10,000 for her to debate him on the issues.
Okay. I'd love to see that.
And there are a lot of people saying he should not have offered money. I don't see a damn thing wrong with that. He did switch and say he'd give it to a charity. He knew he had to sweeten the deal. However, she's not going to do it because she said he's being mean-spirited and he's a sexist.
Oh, wow. Okay.
First of all, he beat her ass. And I don't mean literally because we're not being sexist. We're just saying he would win.
Oh,
because she still believes Palestinians live in Palestine.
Yeah, she's quite a piece of work, that one. I like the fact that she's always smiling, but after a while, it just
she's cute as a button.
But after a while, it's just like, wait, is there anything inside there?
Yeah, what's between those two ears there?
Yeah, it makes me wonder. The more she talks, the more I wonder that.
Yeah, me too. And what it really makes me wonder is what Boston College taught her. I mean, how did they hand out degrees?
Well, she seems to live in like a delusional world.
Well, she does. She does. I mean, that's back to our first topic. There is this delusion out there and this paranoia. She's too paranoid to debate Ben.
Yeah. Well, for sure. Ben would destroy her.
Well, I don't know that she's going to be, I don't know that she's not going to be paranoid to debate anybody. I mean, will she debate anyone?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either.
Somehow I can't see her winning any debate.
I can't either. Yeah. She's, she's a good cheerleader. And I can say that, so call me sexist. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to run off crying,
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, remember the dossier? We love to talk about the dossier. The fake dossier.
Yes.
There's some bad players in that. Well, Goldblatt, the head of the House Judicial Committee, will be sending out subpoenas, possibly this afternoon.
Oh.
Especially for Bruce Orr and his wife, Nellie. Now, Bruce worked for the FBI on this particular case, and his wife worked for the dossier company. Fusion
okay.
GPS.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a little bit of a conflict of interest.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Well,
so those subpoenas will possibly land, I'd say, closer to 5 o'clock today.
Yeah, right before the end of the day.
Yeah, happy hour time. But the Manafort trial, that's been going on, as we've mentioned.
Yeah.
And the judge, he's really runs a tight court. He wants a speedy trial and, snap. Today, they're delayed by 4 hours. Now, do you suppose a deal's in the pipes or someone has diarrhea? And will we know this afternoon? It's the mystery of the century.
You caught me off guard. I never thought of that. It could be totally diarrhea.
Yeah, I mean, how long does it take Pepto to kick in?
Yeah, I don't know. So, I'd say there's probably a deal in the making of some sort.
Probably, but it could be something,
Yeah.
Human like diarrhea.
Yeah, maybe they're spending 4 hours fabricating something to do with Trump. Who knows?
Well, they got kind of slammed by Rick Gates.
Yeah.
His testimony pretty much said that he had stolen from Manafort.
Yeah.
I mean, on multiple accounts, multiple times, I mean, he was an embezzling fool. I don't know how he kept up with all of it. So he wasn't much of a star witness. If that's your star witness, you need to go back to law school.
Yeah, no kidding. They couldn't find anybody else. That was it. He was it. The best one. Isn't that a sad thought?
It is very sad because they should have been trying this one anyway. It should have been turned over to another court.
Yeah,
but this is what Mueller's special counsel is doing, and they're spending a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, well, they got to show something for their money, right? That's why they didn't hand this over to another court or another investigator.
I still say it's weak.
Yeah, oh, totally.
What about the children, though? Toys for Tots. It's been around for a long time. It's always been a project of the Marine Corps.
That's like a charity?
Yeah, it's a charity in the United States. In fact, I mean, I've even gone to a bar, and they've got a thing during the holidays, a big box set up, leave toys for Tots, and it's everywhere in the United States. Well, it is, like I said, it's ran by the military. It's a project, a charity.
Right.
Amtrak is not going to haul the toys anymore. They're not going to transport them. It just doesn't fit their criteria. So I guess the Marines have used Amtrak, for many years, and this is the way they transport the toys. I had no clue. So this could put an end for Toys for Tots. My guess is some transportation needs to pick it up. I think it's purely political. It's a left-wing, fist to the military. And at the end of it, our children, that is the only way they have holiday toys.
That is really sad.
It's very sad.
Wow. What a Scrooge thing to do.
That is a very Scrooge thing to do.
I agree there.
Yep, but we don't always agree, but life's a journey, and we're all in this together. Thanks for listening. Godspeed, Connor, and Godspeed to all of our friends out there.
Godspeed, Grace, and thanks for listening.
Dueling Dialogues is brought to you by our affiliates at hostpapa.com. Click the banner on the rightleftchronicles.com for premium unlimited web hosting with the highest rated reviews at the lowest prices.